Good morning. Welcome to Tarot to a T. I hope it's morning for you because it's morning for me. Anyway, I'm doing mid-month readings now since we're in the middle of May. And if this is your first time joining me, welcome. If you are returning, you are awesome. That means you're a little bit of a fan of mine, and I'm a fan of you. So it's a two-way street, you know, a little give and take. And if you haven't subscribed and you don't want to miss the next reading that comes out, because I think we're looking at June, just around the corner. This is a popper. Let's see if this Queen of Hearts comes out again. And by the way, I'm doing a reading for Gemini. I don't think I mentioned that, but anyway, so subscribing will give you that notification so you won't miss the next video. Alright, I think I've mixed these up enough. I do this kind of swirling on the table thing because these cards are very stiff. I like them. Yeah, that worked that time. Okay. So Gemini, we're going to look at a situation you're dealing with, again, for the mid-May 2022 reading. Let's see what kind of situation you're dealing with right now. You might be on the brink of it. And here's the complicating factors. And then we deal the cards of advice, because that's what we are truly interested in. What can we do about the situation? How can we change its outcome? What to expect? That sort of thing. Okay, let's get started. So you just wrapped up something, some kind of major cycle with this Ten of Diamonds. It could have been involving some kind of abundance or success. And we have the King of Diamonds. We have more, the diamonds are more or less pentacles. So consider them that, like in our traditional tarot. And the Seven of Hearts. Interesting. So the Seven of Hearts talks about kind of your general experience that you are going through at the moment. But in this case, you had a little bit of a disappointment. It might have involved a person who became unreliable in some sense. I like to use the term flake. Maybe somebody kind of flaked out on you in some realm of your life. Could have been work, could have been a relationship. We haven't really gone into it, so we don't really know what we're dealing with here. And sometimes, honestly, the reading won't tell me. So please take what fits. If it doesn't fit, like one element of this doesn't fit, of course, you can totally ignore it. But you're dealing with some kind of unreliability, something that kind of busted your bubble. Definitely in the realm of finances, this king, I like to look at the kings as kind of taking control. Somebody could have taken control, or you could have taken control. This could also represent a male energy, an older kind of authority figure. It's also someone who's very experienced in business. So if this fits you, you don't have to be a male, you just could be embodying this, okay? This is also kind of the card of entrepreneurship, financial stability, but something wrapped up in this realm. This is very curious, right? I don't think your money wrapped up, and as in it's gone. I think it's actually the opposite. I think you are about to experience a fair amount of prosperity or success, but this is generally kind of some kind of huge change in your finances, and maybe whatever was tying it up is about to be over. Maybe you've been working on something for a while, you know, to create this success, and it's finally going to come to life. Oh, jeez, you have another 10. Yeah, this 10 is on the opposite end of the spectrum. Well, if this is the 10 of Hearts, it would be completely on the opposite end of the spectrum. But with the 10 of Spades, this is some kind of great loss. It's almost on the level of a tower moment. If you're familiar with the tower moment in traditional tarot, it's like something getting torn down and all that's left is a foundation or base. But the great thing about those situations is you can rebuild because there is a foundation. With the Ten of Spades, again, it's an end of a cycle, and something major happened. In some cases, it can mean death. My sincere condolences if somebody's passed away, and perhaps you are reaping some inheritance from that. That could ring true, especially with the Seven of Hearts, because I'm looking at that saying, it sounds kind of crass to say somebody died and so they became unreliable. But if you think about it in the sense that this is somebody you thought that was always going to be there and they're not. Just because somebody becomes unreliable doesn't mean they're a flake. That's kind of where I'm going with that. There could be other reasons why they became unreliable. You definitely have an air of loss and mourning here, and you have an air of deep disappointment here. So, wow. Two of Clubs. This is about balance and harmony generally. It could have upset some balance and harmony. However, this Two of Clubs is not a terrible card, but it does indicate there needs to be some communication. If it's someone who's left your life for whatever reason, it may very well be that. I'm not seeing a lot of relationship cards here, but there was some kind of major change. It's perhaps because there was not enough communication. So let's say somebody didn't pass away. Maybe it's like a divorce. Like a separation. Or like separating yourself, because we had this business card out here, separating yourself from a job or a business that you were invested in some way. Could have been like a small startup, and you had major disappointment in where it was going or who was involved. I can certainly see how that would feel like a great loss to you. Almost like a death, especially if it was something you were working on for a while, or a company you really, invested your time and energy in. But on the other hand, it could be that if you're leaving, you're getting some kind of severance from that, especially if you had a financial interest in it, you're getting that money back. But this is about there needed to be communication. It was very unstable. Maybe to restore the harmony and balance, you need to communicate. I'm not sure how that fits, but take it where it needs to fit in your life, in your situation. Four of Clubs. Four of Clubs is, again, about stability. Again, this is funny. It's stability of mind. I'll first talk about that, or mention that. But interestingly enough, the Four of Clubs can be practical decisions in business. But basically, it's the card of balance. And we just talked about balance and harmony with this too. Maybe this, whatever transpired here and what ended, has brought some balance back into your life and for you emotionally, mentally. Especially with this card of experiencing a lot of disappointment and people not being reliable. I'm going to look at the cards of problems and complications, because I think it might reveal some of what's going on here. We have the Five of Clubs. We have the Eight of Hearts. And we have, the King of Clubs. This King, again, it's the card of, for me, is like somebody's taken control, or maybe this person was in charge. It could be you. It could also be a fire sign. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. It's usually some kind of partner, in the sense it doesn't have to be a marriage, but like, you know what I'm saying, like somebody you work with closely, especially if we go back to this small business business venture that you were involved in. It could have been somebody who had just a little bit more authority over you. They're generally an okay person. Their energy is very they have high moral standards. Okay, they're very trustworthy. You actually probably consider them a trusted friend, or someone you look up to when you need counsel. I'm not sensing this is you. That's why I keep holding that card to see if I pick that up. But I think this is like somebody who is involved in the situation, and I'm not sure how they would lead to a complication, but except if they disappointed you, this is a trusted friend, right? This is somebody you look up to, and when somebody disappoints you, and you're kind of in a conundrum. I mean, you don't want to think badly of this person, but they did. You know, this transpired, and they did let you down. So you kind of have to swallow the bitter pill. The Five of Clubs is the card of needing major change. So I think some changes needed to be made, and probably for a while. Again, it's a card of dissatisfaction with how things are going, how you're living, and you just need an overhaul. So it was a change, obviously, that needed to happen. These major endings that we had come out here. The Eight of Hearts is about moving ahead. I mean, literally moving ahead, or like moving ahead in terms of status, position, that kind of thing in life or in a job. But interestingly enough, this is about hanging out with friends and family, and very positive relationships. It actually is a card of having a positive change in work life. I'm seeing this row, strangely enough, I'm seeing as more positives, but let's deal some more cards and see what we can pull out, Gemini. Oh, Nine of Clubs. Again, the card of completion. And again, the card of achievement and having a real sense that you have, you're satisfied. You're very content with whatever completed here. It could be hard work, but honestly, it's just plans that have finally come to fruition. I'm seeing, honestly, because these are pretty positive, I'm just seeing that this person mixed up with this energy, whoever embodies this, is your main sticking point, because I think it's somebody who maybe didn't benefit the way you have. You definitely benefited down here. And maybe you had a little bit of skepticism about how you should go about this ending, especially if you took control and ended it. Like the practical business decisions we talked about. Ah, Eight of Clubs. Wow, you got a lot of clubs out here. Clubs are actually, they're pretty positive energy for the most part. I mean, they can kind of show us little problems going on, especially like with this too, and you need communication. Again, this is kind of the card of moving ahead, but in this case, there was some kind of crossroads. I think I was on point that somebody got mixed up in your decision making here. I think you made some kind of decision that affected them. It can also be the card of being stuck on a fixed idea. And as a result, it kind of causes problems in a relationship. That would totally go along that storyline. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and look at the advice, though. I'm just not seeing too many details. So again, you know, I'm sure you heard people say this. Take it if it resonates. If it doesn't, throw it out. It's fine. We got the 10 of clubs here. Again, we have a final completion. Got the Queen of Hearts. That's interesting. And we have the 4 hearts. To me, the hearts represent kind of our heart desires. When you look kind of at the definitions of the heart of the different cards, a lot of times they do speak about like wish fulfillment, desiring closeness, intimacy, those types of things. This Queen of Hearts energy is a female energy. It could be you, but it could just be something embodying, or you need to embody, or somebody needs to embody in the situation. But it's a older female energy that has a very nurturing, mothering aspect to it. Okay, they're also a kind of a teacher, a mentor. They're wise. If it represents a person, this could be a water sign, a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. The 10 of clubs, again, like I said, something wrapped up. For sure. We have all the 10s out here except one of them. This is generally good news. It's also the card of traveling. Now, how the heck would that fit into this scenario? I don't know. I mean, I like to look at the traveling element when it comes out in tarot. It doesn't mean necessarily you're going on a trip or you're being sent somewhere. I mean, it could mean that. For the 10 of clubs, it's always for good reasons, but it could also mean you're traveling emotionally, mentally. You're like moving out of a mental space. Maybe it's indicating to wrap this up for you in your mind here, mentally, to like process what has happened, especially if somebody got kind of run over in the mix that you didn't want them to suffer these repercussions, perhaps. This is kind of showing you the way to resolve it in your mind, especially if you need to embody this nurturing energy. The female aspect is going to be motherly, but just softer than if it was a male energy card. And you can totally be a male and embody female energy, so don't take it literally in terms of gender, okay? The 4 hearts, again, this is about stability and especially in the realm of security and feeling protected and feeling like you're safe from harm, you know, financially, mentally, physically, you know, however it relates, okay? But there's a strong sense of security with this card. I think this is ultimately where you want to be, and this is what you're trying to achieve with all of this. I'm going to pulling a couple more cards out here, though. Let's see if we can get a little bit more advice to show Gemini how to handle this. Oh, 6 of Hearts, nice. Now, the 6s talk about new pathways and opportunities that perhaps weren't available before, and now they are. This is about compromise, and in compromising or negotiating, you're going to achieve a level of harmony and peace. It is the heart, so this is especially pertinent to relationships. It's very possible there's another way to compromise with this person. I keep getting this sense that this person kind of got stuck with something, or, you know what I mean, and it wasn't fair. I don't know. At least you're feeling like it wasn't fair. Perhaps there's a way to negotiate around that, and so that everybody wins. Let's wrap this up for Gemini. I'm going to get one more card, though. Oh, 2 of Spades. Again, if I can pick it up. card of harmony and balance. But with this is about division. This is about division and disharmony. So, I think this is what you're experiencing, and your advice here is saying there is a way to compromise, to bring this balance back to your mind and travel from this place of not feeling like you're just not okay with this. I get the sense that whatever transpired, Gemini, you're not okay with it, and you're trying to mentally process it. Perhaps you need to kind of look at it this way. Not literally being a mother to this person, but, embodying that loving energy. Our mothers have a very, obviously very significant role in our life, but it's different from a fatherly energy. Not to put genders in specific roles. I'm not about that at all. I just think this is a softer energy, a kinder, more compassionate energy that if you embody that and you use that to your advantage, I think you're gonna achieve what you really want here. And you're gonna get back to this place of feeling okay. And again, we have hearts. If this is all about repairing some kind of relationship, I really do feel that. And it's not that anything terrible and vicious happened down here. It's just that it doesn't set with you well. It doesn't set with you well, and I think you're struggling and just how to work through that. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. And again, subscribe if you would like to join me again. You will be notified of the next video that comes out. Okay. I hope this helped, and take care until I see you again.